Okay, initial set of panelists, Brajesh Kalapa of the Congress, and there is Rahul Narvekar of the NCP, Syed Hasim Wakar of the Samajwadi Party. Sanjay Kaul of the BJP joining us, Sumansi Raman from Chennai, Sankarshan Thakur is with us, Bijon Mishra is joining us in about 5 minutes. Let's begin the debate. Let's start. Okay, Brajesh Kalapa, please explain, how is it that salary hikes are the only issues that politicians across the board stand united on?
I was informed, Arnab, that there would be a debate on both UP salary hike and in regard to the Punjab salary hike.
No, why are you getting defensive at the start? Did I mention any state?
Purely Karnataka.
I presume you are the national spokesperson of the Congress party. Why are you getting so worked up? I'm asking, was there a reference to any state in my question? I repeat my question to you. My question to you is, why is it that across the board, in fact, you prove my point, whether it is Karnataka or UP, or Punjab, why is it that salary hikes, big, fat salary hikes, are the one issue on which all political parties are united on? And by the way, as far as Karnataka is concerned, all of you came together, right, to give yourself this fat salary hike. So what's wrong with my question, Brajesh Kalapa? Can you answer the question instead of questioning the question?
In all states, Arnab, but let me answer what I'd like to tell you. The point is that in each state, you know, people are feeling that till 2021 there is not going to be an increase in the number of legislators. No, listen to me. Till 2021 there is not going to be a increase in the number of legislators. Therefore, the number of people, the population, the constituency size is growing. Right? And as a result, legislators are increasingly feeling that, from the last assembly to the present, there is an addition of at least 5,000, 10,000 in each constituency. So across the board, legislators are saying...
So you're saying that legislators are working more. This is an incredible explanation. Sankarshan Thakur, and by the way, this is an open debate. Feel free to come in. The Congress leader says we are working more, so we are paying ourselves more. Yes, Sankarshan. They say we are working harder. We are serving people more.
Arnab, as a sort of, let me just clarify. As a wage earner myself,
I didn't say we are working harder. I said,
as a wage earner myself, I'm principally not opposed to people who work getting a wage hike. But I have 2 points to make. One, 100% wage hike. I mean, where have you heard that? 75%, 100%. And our legislators across party lines, if there's one thing they agree on, and they have done this for years and years and years in Parliament and in the assemblies, the one thing they agree on is when there is a motion for hiking their own pays. Two, pay hikes have to be measured against work done.
Exactly.
Most of our legislatures are houses of, I'm sorry to have to say this, but they are houses of the most unseemly hooliganism. I have seen legislators walk into a legislature, create a hangama, sign on the register for the day's perks, and then walk off, laughing as if they have done something great by disrupting the House.
No, I understand. You see, the point is, I have no problems. I said at the start, if they give themselves a pay hike. But you see, Sumansi Raman, watch it, Sumansi Raman. I know you want to come in. Why should these MLAs? I think the question these politicians should ask themselves. And by the way, look at how Rahul Narvekar has been silenced on this debate, or Mr. Wakar does not feel like coming in, because if MLAs, you know, in Karnataka, for example, some MLAs are watching porn. Some are protesting bare-chested. Some are protesting bare-chested.
This is the fault of all of us. This is the fault of us because...
Yeah, but they'll also get the hike, right?
Their own salaries. How many people in this country get to fix their own salaries, Arnab? You please answer that question.
Only politicians.
The problem is from the last assembly,
we are allowing that to happen. No, that is what I'm saying. Article 195, Article 186 and Article 164(5), which deals with this issue as far as the legislative assemblies are concerned, and the Salaries, Allowances and Pension for Members of Parliament Act 1954. Why aren't we talking about changing or reforming these legislations? There's no point. I mean, if you and I were allowed to fix our own salaries, we'd give ourselves hikes whether we worked or not.
No, that's what they keep giving themselves, which is unacceptable, you see. What do they give themselves?
Yes.
No, Sumant, for example, Rahul Narvekar. Rahul, I think, is an MLC or MLA, I don't know. The fact of the matter is, give yourself a big hike, Rahul. But after that, pay for your rail travel, pay for your petrol, pay for your diesel, pay for your personal stuff. Pay for your telephones, right? Don't live a discounted life. Don't live a discounted life after giving yourselves pay hikes. As a fundamental principle, do you agree with me?
Well, Arnab, my fellow panelist just said, the legislature is the only body under the constitution that gets to decide its own pay scale, and that puts an added responsibility on this legislative body to ensure that every decision with regards to pay hike is taken with due caution and with due consideration.
Sir, don't give a preamble, come to the point. One second. Private companies, private companies give salary hikes on the basis of an employee's performance. One second. Private companies give salary hikes based upon an employee's performance.
I think the time has come when the performance of a legislator should be judged, of his increase in pay should be judged on the basis of his performance.
But it isn't. Don't tell me the ideal situation. Don't tell me the ideal situation. Don't tell me the ideal situation, Sumant Siddaramaiah. Don't tell me the ideal situation.
The pay hike should be decided.
But if the legislator doesn't perform,
they're going to give themselves.
But if the legislator doesn't perform, he's not going to be elected.
I think, Brajesh, you haven't understood. If private companies give salary hikes based upon an employee's performance,
he's bound to lose the next election.
That's a silly argument given the criteria which political parties use to give tickets nowadays and the way tickets are bought and sold. The fact of the matter is, if private companies give salary hikes based on an employee's performance, elected representatives should get hikes on the basis of their performance. Who are these MLAs?
Let me tell you.
No, who are these MLAs, Rahul?
You just gave me a list. You just gave me a list of all the perks that are enjoyed by...
No, that is not all the perks. Those are some of the perks.
But let me tell you, in Maharashtra, the basic salary of a legislator is just 20,000 rupees.
Please do not, don't fool people. Don't fool people. Don't fool people. Don't fool people. No, don't fool people. Do not fool people. I'm sorry, do not fool people. Do not fool people. You are fooling people.
You are fooling people.
You are fooling people by saying that. I'll tell you why you're fooling people. One second. I'll tell you, by the way, don't fool people.
Because you are ill-informed.
You are absolutely, your problem with you is it's better to be ill-informed than to be informed and yet pretend to be ignorant. You are pretending to be ill-informed.
What? You argue on facts now? Why are you making baseless?
Okay, then let me tell you, there's nothing baseless about it.
You think they're wrong?
Okay, so here's the question, please. By the way, Rahul Narvekar, I'll ask the question here, by the way, let people know. Do not give these pathetic numbers and say this is our salary. This does not include your constituency allowance, does not include your constituency travel allowance, does not include your telephone allowance, does not include your postal charges, does not include your PA salary, does not include your travel allowance, does not include your allowance inside the state and outside the state, does not include your railway allowance. And by the way, you can claim another thousands of rupees every month, so don't talk rubbish, Rahul Narvekar. Do not talk rubbish. On top of it, you give yourself a salary hike.
Talking rubbish.
I am not, and I'm telling you the facts. The fact of the matter is, Rahul Narvekar, I have no problem. I have no problem, and I repeat myself. I have no problem if you give yourself a salary hike. But after that, you can't be a law unto yourself.
The legislature is 20,000, but with all the other perks that he receives, it comes up to about 75,000
you want us
rupees.
To believe.
And beyond 75,000 rupees,
you want us to believe.
Not get
you want us to believe. You want us to believe.
That's all I mentioned. And if you don't believe me, you can ask for it from the...
Okay, so how many MLAs are you going to get arrested, by the way? Because I can tell you that most of these MLAs have assets that go far in excess of this 20,000 number that you are talking about. Where do they get these assets from? What are their other sources of income? What are their other sources of income? If people are so poor, how can they sustain these lavish lifestyles?
Salary,
how much property? Then let's have an investigation into how much property these MLAs have. By the way, as far as UP is concerned, as far as UP is concerned,
what makes you say that they are only dependent on these salaries which are paid to them by the Secretariat? So, Mr. Arnab Goswami, before
Mr. Rahul Narvekar, the fact of the matter is that you realize one thing, Mr. Narvekar. Don't get worked up on it. I don't my issue is what is my issue? My issue tonight is
I'm just amazed at the way you make these baseless allegations.
Every single point is now
lying through your teeth, or you're
Mr. Rahul Narvekar, I have proved you wrong on several occasions. I have just proved you wrong 3 minutes back, so you don't need to be so worked up about it. The fact is, my problem is not with the money that you earn. Mr. Narvekar, I have no problem with the money that you earn. Okay, let me clarify that. Earn money.
I don't think you have any business to be bothered about what I earn.
So, no. By the way, I do. I'm a taxpayer. Your salary comes from the taxes I pay. Yeah, but the difference between you and me, there is a big difference between you and me. My salary does not come from taxpayer money. Your salary comes from taxpayer money. My salary is performance linked. Your salary is not performance linked. I don't get all these perks that you do, but you do. And by the way, there is no blanket raise that people in private companies can give themselves. There is an appraisal-based raise. No, 1 second. And on top of that, Rahul Narvekar, on top of that. And on top, no, my point is this. My point is this. My problem is with the VVIP culture, Mr. Rahul Narvekar. My point is, why should MLAs get a fatter paycheck when they have taken the law into their own hands? They assault policemen. They try and shoot toll booth workers. They sleep in assembly, they abandon people in time of floods, drought or riots only to go on a junket. Why should MLAs who abuse their status and not work get a higher paycheck? And I have every right to ask that question. I now ask the Samajwadi Party. Samajwadi Party say,
do you want to make your show a shouting match, or you want to get proper answers?
The problem is, Mr. Rahul Narvekar, if you feel
to answer every allegation that you've made. I can answer every allegation that you've made.
I have made no allegation. I have made a number of factual observations. There is a difference between an allegation and an observation.
Before, when you asked me the first question, I told you that I am of the opinion that salaries of legislators should be based on performance, their performance in the House, their performance in their constituency, their conduct in the House, their conduct in the constituency.
So one second. So there's a legit question. There's a legit question then, Rahul.
Who have taken the system for granted.
Rahul, you don't.
I'm not disagreeing with
Rahul, 1 second. Rahul.
But to generalize and say that every legislator, his conduct is not worth staying in salaries is not fair. Arnab, you have the nasty bad habit of generalizing and taking everyone with the same
Thank you very much. By the way, Rahul Narvekar, when you come
I know legislators who put in 20 hours of the day working for their constituency, who put in 20 hours of their day working for the people. And
don't give me this sentimental, emotional rubbish.
Like the ones you've made such now.
That's sentimental, emotional rubbish, please. By the way, I want to tell you one thing. It'll hurt your conscience a bit, I hope. It will. Listen to me, Rahul. Listen to me, Rahul. I don't have a grouse, but my point is with the way you behave. Now, for example, Maharashtra, Suman Siraman, I'm coming to Maharashtra.
What do you mean by way you behave? What behavior are you talking about?
I'll tell you, Mr. Rahul Narvekar, relax please, by the way. Why are you getting so worked up? Look at Maharashtra. In one division alone, in the Aurangabad division in 2015, in the matter of 58 days, 135 farmers commit suicide. 135 farmers commit suicide. You fail to prevent a number of farmers' suicide. What do? You increase your air travel allowance. You increase your salaries. You increase the salaries of your ministers. You increase the number of flying hours that they get. The bill is in fact given retrospective effect in 2010, which means we will give you all the money that you probably have spent over the last 5 years. Let farmers die. Let farmers die, let the number of suicides increase. And by the way, your debt of your state, for example, you ought to know the figures, Rahul Narvekar, is 300,477 crores. So your state is in debt. Right? Sumansi, Raman and Sankarshan, please feel free. Your state is in debt, farmers are committing suicide and they give themselves fat checks. That's what they do.
Absolutely. 1 minute. Three very quick points. First of all, this is not about 44 crore for Karnataka or anything. Every other state will raise this demand. Their MLAs will immediately start this. Already, we are only few weeks away from Telangana MLAs getting a paycheck of 2 lakh rupees a month. Okay, they're already getting 1.2 lakhs.
Brajesh Kalappa.
Including allowances, that is going to cross 2 lakhs.
3 lakhs.
Brajesh Kalappa.
Across every state in the country.
3 lakh. They're increasing it to 3 lakh.
No.
In place of 1 lakh 20,000.
Why? On what basis?
They have been asked for 3 lakhs so that the Chief Minister can magnanimously agree to make it 2 lakhs.
It's a private cozy club.
Don't ask for 2 lakhs, we can't give you 2 lakhs. You ask for 3 lakhs, we'll give you 2 lakhs. Okay? So that's a different issue. The point is, second part, why are we not introducing accountability is the bigger point. Look, if you compare these salaries with corporate salaries, there is no problem with it. The problem is, in a corporate enterprise, the man is accountable, and if he doesn't perform, he is booted out. So in the MLA, in the legislatures, we don't have that. The third other issue, which is very, very important, is can we, as you rightly said, do away with all these perks? These perks are really constant. I'll give you a simple example, Arnab. In the parliament, the salary and allowances, the salary of the MLAs comes along with the basics, come to only 1,40,000. 1,51,000 comes to all the other water, electricity, blah, 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 telephone, everything. It comes to 2,91,000 rupees a month. So you have to look at it from, let's give them a fat check and say, take care of your expenses. It will probably do the state a world of good rather than the present system that we have at the moment.
No, but I think we deserve a few answers tonight. Right? The kind of arrogance that is being reflected here by the politicians, except Brajesh Kalappa, who is rightfully silenced by the facts which we are presenting before him. They don't care. Sumanshi Raman and Sankarshan, they will go ahead and do it anyway. By the way, let me tell people what they are doing in Uttar Pradesh. In Uttar Pradesh, look at the condition of the farmers. Do they care? No. Syed Asim Wakar, 17 उत्तर प्रदेश के मंत्री और एमएलए जनवरी 2014 में जंकेट में गए यूरोप में कोई कॉमनवेल्थ पार्लियामेंट्री एसोसिएशन के अंदर। तो जंकेट पे जाएंगे, टैक्स पे पेड हॉलिडेज पे जाएंगे, घूमने जाएंगे, विदेश भ्रमण पे जाएंगे, लोग मर रहे हैं वहां पे, और उसके ऊपर आप अपने आप को 70% हाइक दे रहे हैं। वकार जी, कुछ तो आप सोचिए कि लोग इसके बारे में क्या सोचेंगे।
नहीं
प्लीज।
नहीं अर्णव जी, आप माशाल्लाह से बहुत काबिल आदमी हैं और आप बहुत इमोशनल अल्फाज इस्तेमाल करने के बाद बहस कराते हैं।
कोई इमोशनल अल्फाज मैंने यूज नहीं की।
क्या बोलेगा?
कोई इमोशनल अल्फाज मैंने यूज नहीं की। मैंने तो सिर्फ जो फैक्ट्स है आपके सामने रखा।
नहीं सर,
आप बताइए मुझे कि
मैं तो आधे घंटे से आपकी सुन रहा हूँ जी। जरूर, तो आपने मौका नहीं दिया बोलने का।
नहीं बोलिए, आपको मैंने रोका नहीं, आप बोलना नहीं चाहते।
आप बोलने का मौका दिया तो कम से कम 2 से 3 मिनट तो मुझे दीजिए तो मैं बोलूँ आपसे।
सुन रहा हूँ आपकी बात।
देखिए, 99 में पेट्रोल लगभग 17 रुपए लीटर था, आज क्या कीमत है? सब्जियां बढ़ गई, रिक्शे वाले ने अपना किराया बढ़ा लिया, ऑटो वाले ने अपना किराया बढ़ा लिया, ट्रेन के दाम कितनी बार बढ़ गए। नहीं, बात समझिए मेरी।
नहीं, मेरी बात सुनिए, महंगाई क्या संकर्षण कुछ कह रहे हैं आप लोग?
प्राइस हाइक की बात कर रहा हूँ, मैं आपसे प्राइस हाइक की बात कर रहा हूँ, मैं महंगाई पे नहीं कर रहा हूँ।
वकार साहब, आप क्या कह रहे हैं?
किसी और चीज पे बात कर रहा हूँ। मुझे बोलने का मौका कह रहे हैं, लेकिन अगर आप मुझे बोलने का मौका नहीं देंगे तो आप सुनने आया हूँ तो मैं
सोसाइटी के ऐसे तबके से हैं जो प्रिविलेज्ड है। सब्जियों के दाम गरीबों के लिए नहीं बढ़े, देखिए सब्जियों के दाम सरकारी कर्मचारियों के नहीं बढ़े, पेट्रोल के दाम उनके लिए नहीं बढ़े, बिजली के दाम
उनके लिए बढ़े हैं। मैं आपसे ये कह रहा हूँ कि सब चीजों के दाम,
उनके वेतन में कितना इजाफा हुआ, उनके वेतन में आपकी सरकार ने कितना इजाफा किया?
सैलरीज बढ़ गई है लोगों की,
उनके वेतन में आपकी सरकार ने कितना इजाफा किया, ये बताइए।
कबीरा नहीं हो गया है। नहीं, आप मुझे बोलने का मौका दीजिए, मैं भी बता रहा हूँ आपको, मैं आपको बता रहा हूं आपसे, मुझे बोलने का मौका दीजिए तो मैं बताऊं आपसे। देखिए, मैं जानता हूं बहुत से लोगों को जो प्राइवेट बैंक्स में है, सैलरी बढ़ाकर वो इधर से उधर ट्रांसफर ले लेते हैं। मीडिया के लोग माशाल्लाह से बहुत अच्छी सैलरीज पा रहे हैं, अब वो भी इधर से उधर करते रहते हैं। अब एमएलएस तो कहीं ऐसा करेंगे नहीं कि इस स्टेट से दूसरी स्टेट जाके चले जाएं, उनको तो अपनी स्टेट में रहना है। और मैं समझता हूं कि अगर सैलरी बढ़ गई है वो बढ़ने के बाद
नहीं आप सिर्फ एक बात का एक आप सुनिए मेरी बात, एक मिनट वकार जी मेरी बात सुनिए और इतने बेरहमी से आप जो बात नहीं सुन रहे, सिर्फ अपनी बात कह रहे हैं, ये गलत बात है। मगर आप मेरी बात सुनिए, 5 या 4 सालों में दूसरी बार करीब 70 या 100% का जो इजाफा हुआ आपके सैलरी में, यानी कि उत्तर प्रदेश के एमएलएस की। तो मैं आपसे सिर्फ एक प्रश्न पूछना चाहूंगा कि दुनिया भर के कोई भी एक प्रोफेशन या नौकरी या कोई भी सैलरी पाने वाले का एग्जाम्पल दीजिए जहां पे व्यक्ति को हर 4 साल में, हर 2 साल में 100% उनका इजाफा होता है उनके सैलरी का। और दूसरी बात जो आपसे पूछना चाहूंगा, आई थिंक इट्स ऑल्सो वेरी रेलिवेंट क्वेश्चन, इजंट इट सुमन सी रमन, दैट सरकारी कर्मचारी जो है उत्तर प्रदेश में, उनके लिए भी तो पेट्रोल के दाम बढ़े हैं। वो क्या अपने गाड़ियां जो है वो किस में चला रहे हैं? उनके भी दूध, प्याज, खाने पीने का सामान, किराया, सब चीज का दाम उनके लिए भी बढ़ा है। मगर वो तो नहीं कह सकते ना कि 70%, 100% का हम इजाफा करेंगे हमारे सैलरी का।
हमारे
ये तो होगी।
अर्नव जी मैं बता दूं आपसे,
नहीं
we were starting from
हमारे
सुमन सी रमन कुछ कह रहे हैं
पहले 8,000 रुपए, अब 2,000 रुपए बढ़ाकर 10,000 रुपए बेसिक कर दी गई है।
सैलरी की बात कर रहे हैं।
नहीं, there is one justification for the high percentage of hikes that come in. This 1 minute, sir. एक minute. For the high percentage, I'll just give one justification. Earlier on, the salaries were very, very low. I mean, you were giving 12,000 and 15,000. So when you doubled it to 30,000, you got a 100% hike. So that can explain the earlier hikes and so on. But you've got to look at it in perspective of what the government, other employees of the government are also paid. Plus, there is no restriction on the other income of a legislator. Now, that is a fundamental difference which we have between other countries. So, for instance, in the US, there is a law which says that a congressman cannot earn more than 15% of whatever he earns from his salary as other income during his term as a congressman. There is no such restriction on members of parliament or members of the legislature in India. So you have to look at the whole story. You can't just say, you know, the price of petrol has gone up. Why should the price of petrol go up?
Brajesh is countering you, Brajesh wants to counter you, by the way. Brajesh, yes, go ahead. Brajesh, I think, wants to counter you. Go ahead, Brajesh Kalapa.
Arnab, what Sumansi Raman said is extremely relevant, and one has to look at global parameters. Now, what are the global parameters? How much does a legislator in, say, Ghana get? He gets $46,500 US. How much does somebody equally placed, somebody like, say, in Indonesia get? He gets $65,800 US. Thailand, $43,800 US. And what about India? What about India, Arnab? It's $11,200 US.
मैं यहाँ पर आपसे एक बात और कहना चाहता हूँ।
I have never heard a more. I'm sorry.
What is the common man getting here, Mr. Kalapa? You are comparing legislator salaries.
Now that India
what is the common man getting here in this country?
Arnab,
that is
Sankarshan is countering you with a very relevant point. 1 second, Sankarshan, go ahead. Very relevant point. Sankarshan, please to Brajesh.
The legislature,
there are two questions I have.
Has a lot of power.
1 minute.
The legislature has a lot of power. Instead of making him
hold on a second.
To make use of, take this his power to extract bribes, he might as well be paid a little more so that he can actually do his work.
Okay, so by the way, Brajesh, Brajesh Kalapa, minute. Brajesh, 1 second. Sumant, 1 second. Brajesh Kalapa's argument is misplaced, unthought, and if I may say so, Brajesh, it's cruel that you talk like that. You say these are the MLAs. Actually, what you're saying is we want more money. Fantastic.
No, but why?
I wish you luck. I wish you luck, but I want to ask you. I want to ask you, Brajesh Kalapa, in Ghana, where you quote, or in America, do the legislators go on endless junkets when people are dying and there is drought in 65 talukas of the state, like it is in Karnataka? Do legislators watch porn during the assembly session?
Across the country now.
Do legislators watch porn during an assembly session? What will happen in Ghana or in America if legislators are caught sleeping in the assembly? If their legislators are caught sleeping in the assembly, and by the way, in Ghana or wherever, they don't lead a free life. They don't get free petrol,
people are the same everywhere. Come on, let us.
And by the way, I don't think they can judge their own performance in the way that you do here.
See, these calculations are from the economist, and they calculate everything. They put everything together. All the emoluments in any form have been put together.
You know,
and if you want to know what the developed nations get, you'll be shocked.
No, one second. I presume you're an educated man. All you need to do, Brajesh Kalappa, and you're a lawyer at that, you'll be good with numbers. All you need to do is get the purchasing power parity numbers, right? Then put the average salary or the average income of an average Indian. On top of it, put the real and effective salary and income of a legislator, which includes the salary of their PA, postal charges, telephone, constituency allowance, constituency travel allowance, DA in the state, DA outside the state, accommodation, railway, free flights, junkets, and on top of it, everything else which they get, including toll booths. And you'll realize that the effective purchasing power salary of an Indian legislator is very, very high. So get a real figure. But even so, I don't grudge you, or I don't grudge Rahul Narvekar either. But all that I'm saying is, when you do that, then Rahul Narvekar least amount of behavior. In Maharashtra, for example, 3 MLAs beat up a policeman for misbehaving with a fellow legislator in 2013. Right? What action is taken against them? Maharashtra, and by the way, in these other countries, Rahul Narvekar also, keep in mind, if those countries were drought-ridden, if those countries were in debt, if in those countries people were dying, people were starving, right, then you would not be able to. Bajan Mishra, would they be able to, on top of that, give themselves a whopping hike year after year?
Question to me?
Bajan Mishra wants to say something to you. Bajan Mishra. Yes.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. You see, there is a report card which is to be made. The people have to be measured in terms of the criteria for which they have got elected. If they sleep in the assembly, if they don't attend the assembly, then they should be debarred from the payment of salary. Leave it alone increasing their salary. You see, the point is, people must know that they are accountable to the citizens. They are using taxpayers' money. You see, I mean, it is enough of nonsense. They're supposed to legislate.
I said take it back from them. I said take it back from them. Take away the right from these politicians of judging their own salary.
They should not be allowed to raise their own salary.
I don't think any of the political representatives are condoning this behavior. Nobody is saying that one should go to the assembly and sleep.
No. Why are you not setting examples?
Nobody will ever say that. Nobody will ever say that. I'm only saying that you see, every legislator has some inherent powers. But the point is that he should not make use of these inherent powers to extract bribes. Might as well the state pay him. Might as well the state pay him.
This is a decent job. This is a horrible argument. No. 1 second. This argument goes such. Brajesh Kalappa, mistake after mistake. I'm saying tonight, sorry, but Brajesh Kalappa and Rahul Narvekar. Brajesh Kalappa and Rahul Narvekar, both of you.
Monkeys.
Brajesh Kalappa.
When you pay peanuts, you get monkeys.
Brajesh Kalappa and Rahul Narvekar. By the way, the argument goes here. No. 1 second. Brajesh Kalappa says tonight on the Newshour, you give peanuts, you get monkeys. But before that, he made another comment that if you don't pay people decent salaries, they'll take a bribe. By the way, you get a decent salary, you get fat checks, but often on top of it, you pay bribes. And politicians take bribes. No. 1 second.
Completely bizarre argument.
Yes, Samansi Raman.
Completely bizarre argument, Arnab. Arnab, our legislators today are not facing poverty. They're not taking bribes because they can't make ends meet, for God's sake. And I think that's a bizarre. And how much is enough? If you give them 5 lakhs, will you guarantee that no legislator in this country will take a bribe? That is a completely bizarre argument.
But Rahul Narvekar has been wanting to come in.
He has about 2 lakh people. He has to deal with about 2 lakh people. Each MLA is elected as a result of about 2 lakh people voting.
No. What is that number which you say is enough? Quote unquote enough.
Can it be guaranteed then in the private sector? Can it be guaranteed in the private sector? You pay them a massive salary and there is no bribery in the
one second.
private
So
sector.
a simple...
Of course there will be some people who take bribes. Of course there will be, just like there are in the private sector. Just like there are in the private sector.
He will be pushed
you think
out.
The private sector is completely clean?
If he doesn't perform, he is out, sir. Forget the bribery angle in the private sector.
But are you saying that there is nobody who doesn't take bribes in the private sector? Surely there are many people in the private sector who take bribes.
So there's no question of
people in the private sector who give bribes.
No, 1 second. 1 minute, please. 1 second. 1 second. No, simple point. 1 second. Simple point to make to Brajesh Kalappa tonight. 1 second. Simple point to make to Brajesh Kalappa tonight. If in the private sector you are caught in your office sleeping 24/7, you will be sacked, but MLAs didn't get sacked. If in the private sector you are caught watching porn during your work, you will be sacked, and MLAs didn't get sacked. If in the private sector, instead of working, you go on endless junkets which are unauthorized, you know, you'll be, when your company is suffering, you'll be sacked. If in the private sector your company is bleeding, and the employees of the companies and the workers of the companies cannot make ends meet, then the management of the company has no right having a royal good time. Now let me tell you, deficit targets. I just want to give you one example in Punjab, for example.
I agree.
No, 1 second. You see, I'll tell you how cruel this is.
People sleeping or watching porn in the assembly can never be condoned.
You are justifying a bribe. You are justifying a bribe. You are justifying a bribe tonight. You are saying on television that you might as well pay money, otherwise risk bribes being taken. Sankarshan, didn't he say that?
Just because didn't he say that MLA is out of pocket. It's better to pay him a better salary than compel him to seek bribes.
Sankarshan, didn't he say that? Didn't he indirectly justify a bribe?
Every time I begin to speak, someone interrupts.
Yes, Sankarshan.
I just haven't been able to get a...
for their families.
Don't hold me to what I might have said, Arnab.
No, but you did say. You are saying that 100% hike. Are you telling me? No. Brajesh Kalappa, you said today, I'll pull the tape back and play it. You said today, that from what you said, it appears to me that you're saying that this big 75-100% hike is an insurance policy for the people of India, that these same people will not take bribes.
It may appear to you.
No, it does not appear to me. It appears to anyone who heard you.
Why you have to make it personal?
You need to, no, it's not.
If you want to play the tape, you're welcome to play the tape.
It's not personal. It's not personal. It's something you said. Sankarshan.
It's a mindset that, give me more money.
The point I'm trying to make,
there are two things.
Sankarshan.
Mr. Kalappa, can I have a word in edgeways?
This vicious cycle, then might as well do so. That's all I'm saying.
Sankarshan, and then we are opening up to callers.
2 points I want to make. As I began by saying, as a wage earner myself, I won't grudge anyone getting a pay hike, but 100% pay hikes, well, unheard of. 2, when Waqar Sahab began to make a plea for, mahangai, when did the UP government employees get a 70% or even a 40%, much less a 100% wage hike? Is there no sort of mahangai for them?
आप समाजवादी पार्टी की बात कर रहे हैं, मेरी बात कर रहे हैं। उत्तर प्रदेश में हमारे MLAs को सैलरी के साथ मिलाने के बाद लगभग 62,000 रुपए मिलते थे और अब उसमें 44,000 रुपए प्लस हो गए। हमारे 40% की आसपास बढ़ोतरी की गई है और आप यहाँ पर लोगों को गुमराह कर रहे हैं। आपको पूरी जानकारी नहीं है कि किसकी कितनी सैलरी बढ़ाई गई है। आपको पता ही नहीं है कि उत्तर प्रदेश में पहले कितनी सैलरी थी और
अच्छा, तो एक बात बताइए, आप एक बात बताइए, आपको तो बहुत जानकारी है, तो मुझे एक बात बताइए, मुझे एक बात बताइए, आपके पास बहुत जानकारी है। सैयदा सिंह वकार जी, आप मुझे बताइए, उत्तर प्रदेश में वकार जी, आप मुझे बताइए, जो उत्तर प्रदेश सरकार है उसका डेट कितना है? डेट को हिंदी में क्या कहते हैं संकर्षण? व्हाट इज द एग्जैक्ट वर्ड फॉर डेट? जो ऋण जो है, जो उधार है उनका, सरकार, उत्तर प्रदेश सरकार पर ऋण कितना है मुझे बताइए, मैं जानना चाहता हूं आपसे।
मैं बिल्कुल बताऊंगा, आप पूछ रहे हैं तो बताऊंगा।
बताइए, मैं तो पूछ रहा हूं, बताइए ना
कि हिंदुस्तान में कैसा मुल्क है।
नहीं, हिंदुस्तान कैसा मुल्क है नहीं पूछ रहा हूं, मैं पूछ रहा हूं कि उत्तर प्रदेश सरकार पे कितना ऋण है।
कुत्तों को 5 स्टार और 7 स्टार होटल्स में टिकाया जाता है। अगर हिंदुस्तान में कहीं कुछ ऐसा हो जाता तो आप सूरज को खींचकर जमीन पर ले आते हैं।
क्या बात कर रहे हैं? आप क्या बात कर रहे हैं?
हमारे दुनिया में
क्या बात कर रहे हैं? आप क्या बात कर रहे हैं? आप क्या बात कर रहे हैं? आप क्या बात कर रहे हैं? मैं यहाँ से मैं ये सब नहीं पूछ रहा। मैं
थोड़ी बढ़ा दी गई है।
बेजॉन मिश्रा
कौन सा गुनाह है कबीरा हो गया?
अच्छा बेजॉन मिश्रा, आप लोगों ने ड्रामा बना के रखा है उत्तर प्रदेश।
दूसरी बात, आप उत्तर प्रदेश के उधार की बात पूछ रहे हैं।
आप बोल रहे हैं, आपको मैं
आपसे पूछ रहा हूँ कि हमारे मुल्क पर कितना उधार है ये बता दीजिए।
मैं आपको पूछ रहा हूँ कि उत्तर प्रदेश पर 2.5 लाख करोड़ रुपए से ज्यादा उधार है, और जब वहां पे शुगर केन के फार्मर्स की हालत बुरी है तब आप लोगों ने तमाशा बना के रखा है। और सुनिए ना आप बात, आप सुनिए मेरी बात।
हर आदमी 1 लाख रुपए,
मैं कह रहा हूं ये ओके, सो
बेरोजगार है।
बेजॉन मिश्रा,
30% लोग बेरोजगार हैं। 30% लोग बेरोजगार हैं।
बहस कराते हैं। आप अल्फाज ऐसे इस्तेमाल करते हैं कि सामने जो पॉलिटिकल लीडर्स बैठे हो वो इमोशनल हो जाए और कोई बात।
मैंने कोई इमोशनल सवाल नहीं पूछा।
तरीके से बहस कराइए। आपसे पूछ रहा हूँ, आप पॉलिटिकल की बात कर रहे हैं।
पॉलिटिकल लीडर सच्चाई पे
कितना कर्जा है?
अरे भारत सरकार को छोड़िए, आप उत्तर प्रदेश पे बात कीजिए। आप उत्तर प्रदेश में बात कीजिए।
क्यों? आप
उत्तर प्रदेश में उत्तर प्रदेश में
गुजरात,
आप उत्तर प्रदेश में कितने बेरोजगार हैं? आज उत्तर प्रदेश में कितने लोग बेरोजगार हैं? आज उत्तर प्रदेश में कितने लोग बेरोजगार हैं ये बताइए लोगों को। बेरोजगार कितने लोग हैं उत्तर प्रदेश में? कितने प्रतिशत लोग बेरोजगार हैं उत्तर प्रदेश में ये बताइए।
बेरोजगार थे उनको बेरोजगारी भत्ता दिया जा रहा है।
अच्छा, 1000 रुपया दे रहे हैं। 1000 रुपया दे रहे हैं।
दिस इज द एटीट्यूड।
1000 रुपया कितने लोगों को मिल रहा है?
No, this is the attitude, Brajesh Mishra. This is the attitude, Brajesh Kalappa.
आप भीख दे रहे हो। भीख दे रहे हो।
This is the way you talk कि भट्टा मिल रहा है।
भीख दे रहे हो।
लोगों को भीख दिया जा रहा है।
जनाब, ये शराफत से बात कर रहे हैं।
आप भीख दे रहे हो।
आप कौन साहब हैं? कैसे बात कर रहे हैं आप?
आप भीख दे रहे हो क्या?
आप कैसे बात कर रहे हैं भाई?
आप कैसे बात कर रहे हो? आप कैसे बात कर रहे हो? आप कैसे बात कर रहे हो?
आप तो लड़ रहे हैं।
आप कैसे बात कर रहे हैं साहब? अरे आप अपना तनख्वाह बढ़ाने के लिए, आप तनख्वाह बढ़ाने के लिए, आप तनख्वाह बढ़ाने के लिए आप जो मर्जी बोल देंगे क्या? और हम लोग समझ लेंगे उस बात को। आप तनख्वाह बढ़ाने के लिए एक नीति तय कीजिए।
मान लूंगा आपकी बात।
नहीं, अब मत मानिए, अब मत मानिए। हम कहां बोल रहे हैं आप मानिए? हम बोल रहे हैं कि आप उस चीज को मानिए जो सही है, जो गलत को मत मानिए।
आदमी ने मुझे बता दीजिए आप लोगों में से कि अपनी 1 महीने की सैलरी दी हो, बताइए मुझे आप।
अरे हम लोग साल सैलरी दी है, आप क्या बात कर रहे हो? हम लोग कितने
बोझ उठाते हैं आप में से, यहाँ बैठ कर आप बात कर रहे हैं। आपने कभी अपनी सैलरी का 1 महीने का भी बताइए मुझे।
1 महीना क्या? हम लोग 2-2 साल 3-3 साल के सैलरी नहीं लिए।
आपने क्या दिया?
क्या बात कर रहे हो? आप क्या बात कर रहे हो?
आप क्या देते हैं?
हम तो बोल रहे हैं हम कुछ नहीं लेते हैं।
मैं तो
कुछ नहीं लेते हैं।
आपको
यही हम आपको बता रहे हैं, यही हम आपको बताने का कोशिश कर रहे हैं कि आप लोग,
आप मुझे कुछ ना बताएं।
आप लोग जब नेतृत्व लेते हैं, आप लोग जब नेतृत्व
सुन लीजिए, इसके बाद
आप लोग जब नेतृत्व लेते हो, आप लोग नेतृत्व,
मैंने आपसे कहा कि हमारे दुनिया में ऐसे मुल्क हैं जिनके
is there a sense of
7-स्टार और 5-स्टार होटल्स में रोके आते हैं। अगर हिंदुस्तान में कहीं कोई ऐसा कर दे तो शायद आप सूरज को
मुझे एक मिनट प्लीज। बाय द वे सैयद असीम वकर, सारे देश को पता है कि आजम खान के जो बफेलोज हैं, जो आजम खान के जो भैंस हैं, उनके लिए कितना सरकारी पैसा खर्च हुआ था? उसके लिए भत्ता किसने बढ़ा था? क्या आप आज कहेंगे कि आजम खान के जो भैंस हैं उनको भी सरकारी भत्ता मिलेगा? क्या बात कर रहे हैं आप? क्या बात कर रहे हैं आप वकार साहब? मैं पूछ रहा हूं आज, and I'm asking you, I actually think, Brajesh Kalappa, I put this question to the test, and I'm saying, do not keep questioning the middle class man. What happens to your salary? The middle class man's salary does not come from taxpayer money. It is performance linked. They don't get free electricity, water, fuel. They don't get a blanket raise. That's the point. So Brajesh Kalappa and Rahul Narvekar, I go back to you.
One question for...
I have a caller. Harish is calling in from Hubli. He's a manager with an MNC, by the way. Yes, go ahead. Harish, good evening.
Good evening, Arnav. You are able to hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear, Harish. Who are you making your point to tonight?
I am making the point to the whole political community. I have 3 quick points to make. One is, this is the one motion which gets unanimously, unopposedly passed in any legislature.
Exactly.
No objections, no objections, no disruptions, nothing. It gets unanimously passed. First thing. Second thing, more shocking is, secondly, that after this MLAs complete their 5 years term, for the rest of their lives they get the salary, even if they are not re-elected.
Pension.
Yes, they get a pension.
They get their salary till they die.
They have ensured a good life for themselves. They've ensured a great life for themselves. Simple, yes.
And the third point is, we are debating so much. Hello?
I hear you loud and clear. Quickly, Harish. Quickly.
Yeah, and the last point is, we debate so much, we do anything, it doesn't affect them at all.
No, one second. Harish, can I tell you one thing? We consistently debate this. And I'm making one point, Brajesh Kalappa and Rahul Narvekar can hear. You see, the lack of embarrassment is something that people register. The Congress party wants to be popular again, right? Nationally, I'm asking the Congress party, try to be popular. But the people will be watching. This is a political party where the state is in drought, right? People are dying, malnutrition is growing, jobs are not available, and the Congress party wants to give itself this kind of a big hype. At least some symbolism tonight. Mahesh is calling in from Coimbatore tonight. Mahesh, good evening.
Yeah, good evening, Arnav.
Good evening. Yeah, Brajesh, I'll come to you. You respond to them after Mahesh.
Yeah,
what does the Congress party have to do with this?
Why Congress party could have objected to it?
You can stop it. You can stop it, Brajesh.
No, we don't want. You could have stopped it.
You stop it, Brajesh.
What's the point of blaming us?
Brajesh, your party runs the...
Are you blaming the BJP?
I am blaming the BJP.
You don't want to blame any of them.
I am blaming all of you. I am blaming the political class.
Just give up your diatribe against the Congress party.
I am blaming the entire political class. Why are you feeling... No, sorry. I am sorry. I am asking the entire political class. You want me to name them? Bharatiya Janata Party, Samajwadi Party, JDU, JDS, Congress Party, all the parties together. And I don't really
Communist
care.
Party, everybody.
I'm saying tonight there is something really nasty about the way you give yourself a hike. And on top of it, bad behavior. You see that same hooligan called Vittal Bhai Radadia.
And the justification that that they're taking bribes only because they're not getting paid enough.
And then you give peanuts, you get monkeys. What is this kind of argument?
Take back those words. Take back those words, Brajesh. Mahesh is calling from Coimbatore.
I didn't say that, Arnab.
You said if you pay peanuts, you get monkeys. You said that.
I didn't say that.
You said that.
That was Lee Kuan Yew, the gentleman who just died, for which our Honorable Prime Minister is gone. He said that. I didn't say that. I'm just quoting his words. I'm only telling you, Arnab, I'm only telling you that, look, if this serves as an incentive for legislators to work better,
it doesn't.
To be more.
Doesn't. Okay. No. 1 second. Okay, one second. One second. Simple question to the Congress party. Sorry, 1 second. Simple question to the Congress party is this. No, 1 second. Suman, relax. 1 second. Simple question to the Congress party. Let me ask this question to Rahul Narvekar, by the way, who, by the way, is extremely uninvolved in the debate tonight, presumably because he's realized that he's completely on a back foot.
Uninvolved because you don't allow anyone to make a same
You are free to make a point, but sometimes you can have points to make and sometimes you don't. Maybe tonight is one of those nights when you don't have points to make, which is all right.
No, I have enough points to make, but your conduct on the show is certainly questionable.
This is something which, by the way, consistently politicians from every political party have told me. The day politicians start complimenting me,
anyways, come to the point.
I would be worried about myself.
Come to the point.
That's all right. My point is very simple, very extremely simple. You need to have a bit of sensitivity in this whole matter. Suppose I were to link performance. Right?
Yes.
So I'm on a simple... okay, let me give a very specific example to Rahul Narvekar. Today, I am told that a former Minister of State of the Congress party who held a MOS coal position, I'm not sure of the exact numbers which it was found that person had transferred into one of their personal accounts or personal company accounts as part of the coal scam. So tell me, that person was a minister, he was getting a good salary, he had good perks in the UPA government, yet he was carrying out corruption. So my question to you is, Rahul Narvekar, do you agree with this bizarre and strange argument that has been put by so effortlessly by the Congress representative, that the money which you pay, if you pay a greater salary, it is proof against, it is an insurance policy against corruption? Do you believe in that?
Absolutely. Absolutely not.
Thank you.
First of all,
That's
I totally believe that a public representative offers himself to the people. People don't request him to contest an election and represent them.
Thank you.
So I think he's duty bound to be honest to these people. So that's a non-starter. I don't think that argument stands at all. What I see is the only drawback today is
no,
that...
so for example, 1 second, don't move from one point to the other. Don't move from one point to the other. Don't move from one point to the other.
Why are you not letting me complete? Because you
I want to make a counterpoint. Am I allowed to?
Answer.
I'll make a counterpoint. There are three people.
Allow me to complete.
There are three people. 1 second. There are three people. One person is called Ram Kadam of the MNS, other is called Rajan Salvi of the Shiv Sena, another is called Pradeep Jaiswal, independent, the fourth is called Kshitij Thakur, who is an independent, right? They beat up a policeman inside the assembly for misbehaving with a fellow legislator. There's this huge, because one of these people had, his car was fined because he exceeded the speed limit, they went and beat up the policeman, right? Now, I want to ensure that these people don't get a salary hike in Maharashtra. Tell me, what alternative do I have as a citizen of this country to make sure that badly behaved, incompetent and presumably people who don't deserve to be in assembly to represent me get a salary hike on top of it? Because I find it revolting that the tax that I pay goes on to pay part of the salary of these misbehaving people. Just tell me one thing. I want to ensure that I want you to tell me how I'll do it. And oh, by the way, I also want to give you another name. There's another name I have called Shiv Sena MLA Anil Kadam, the party which you were a part of. You remember ransacking of toll booths because they were asked to produce an identity card? I want to ensure that people like him in the future don't even get an ounce of my taxpayer salary. Understood, Rahul? Not even an ounce of my taxpayer salary to pay their fatted income. Tell me how I'll ensure it.
Well, Arnab, you know, unfortunately, I don't believe that I'm the judge, jury, and I can give the verdict myself. Insofar as
I'm asking you a question. Why are you prefacing it with so much rhetoric?
There is a FIR filed against these 4 legislators. They were also suspended from the assembly, and there was disciplinary action taken against these legislators.
Please, we know what disciplinary action was taken. No, please.
Number 2.
No, don't tell me what disciplinary action was taken.
Listen to me, Arnab.
They should be disqualified from politics for life.
You are asking me what disciplinary action was taken. I gave you the answer.
No,
now, insofar as their salaries or their honorarium is concerned,
will they get a hike?
This is something which...
Will they get a hike?
This is something which they are given.
But will they get a hike?
No, they are not individually... No individual legislator
No. I also want to ensure. I want to ensure. For example, now let me ask the question to Brajesh Kalappa. Let me ask the question to Brajesh Kalappa. There were 30 MLAs from Karnataka. There were 30 MLAs from Karnataka, please.
These salary hikes
Rahul
directly linked to performance. I agree with you. I totally agree that the performance should directly reflect on their salary increase. Understand. There is no doubt about that.
Rahul Narvekar, understand the basic principle. You have also been a businessman. You'll understand this. Understand this. That, by the way, the shareholders' interests have to be served by the executives. In this case, the shareholders are the citizens of this country, right? So please understand a simple and basic point, Rahul Narvekar. And I think I'd like to please bring in Bejon Mishra to explain this because he's a consumer activist. The consumer is the citizen, the shareholder is the citizen. Right? Now there are some arrogant and irresponsible executives, for example, from the state of Karnataka. While the people of Karnataka are dying when the state is drought hit, and Brajesh can answer this, they decide to go to Rio de Janeiro, Lima, Cusco, Buenos Aires, Dubai, costing crores of rupees on a private trip, right? And then they say that we are going there to learn how the rest of the world functions. What I want to ensure, and I'm asking a legit question, I think I'm asking a legit question, I'm asking Brajesh Kalappa, I want to ensure I will pay the money to the hardworking legislators, but I will not pay an ounce of money to these people, I will not pay an ounce of money to those who watch sport, I will not pay an ounce of money to those who are sleeping in the assembly during serious debates. I want to punish them, Brajesh, tell me how I'll do it. I want to punish them, tell me how I'll do it.
Arnab, again it involves changing the system.
You will have to amend the constitutional provisions which provide.
I'm fully
you will have to amend exactly. That is the solution.
That this kind of behavior can never be condoned.
Probably take it
this kind of behavior can never be condoned.
That is the solution. There is no way that you're going to get
to the assembly to sleep, or one should go to foreign junkets when there are drought on. I would never agree with that. I have been, from the moment you started this debate, I've been saying this kind of behavior.
Yeah, but then take it back, for God's sake. Take it back, Brajesh. Brajesh, do something right. Take it back.
They've been defeated.
Take it back.
They've been defeated in the assembly.
Take it back.
None of them won the assembly.
Attitude.
None of them won the assembly.
You see, I'm sorry, but you have a chief minister.
I'm only saying, Arnab.
I'm saying, by the way, Brajesh, I'll tell you one thing. There's one more person. There's one more undeserving person. One more undeserving person who's also arrogant. He's undeserving. He's incompetent. Right? He's full of himself. And he's very expensive because he's got a big security detail.
Arnab, I don't.
No, one second. Let me come. No, Brajesh, I've not named anyone yet.
For no reason. For no reason, you dislike a person, and you've been continuously.
Who am I talking about?
Person. You've been continuously slandering that person.
Who am I talking about?
You know the facts in DK Ravi.
Who am I talking about?
You know the facts in DK Ravi. They've been reported all over.
Who am I talking? No, you don't spread more slander about DK Ravi on the program. Don't spread more slander about DK Ravi on the program. You do it privately. Don't do it on the Newshour. Don't spread slander about DK Ravi. Do not spread slander. His family is upset with you. Don't spread slander. And by the way, who was I talking about? Who was I talking about?
Yet again you're doing it.
Who was I talking about?
Forget about the family.
One second. Bajon Mishra, did I name anyone? Bajon Mishra, did I name anyone? Bajon Mishra, did I name anyone?
I don't think you're being true to your conscience.
One second.
Did I name anyone? Necessarily slander our Chief Minister. This is
not correct. No, one second. All I said was.
How do you know
I was talking about your Chief Minister?
You already said spoken about the.
How do you know I was talking about your Chief Minister? I could have been talking about anyone.
You are going to speak about him, Arnab.
How do you know? I just said there is a person. One second. One second. Bajon Mishra. This is amazing. This is amazing. All I said. Because in other words, the Congress spokesperson believes.
For no reason whatsoever.
All I said. No. One minute. This is a very strange situation for me.
Amazing.
This is a very strange situation for me.
Incompetent, very expensive.
All I said was Sankarshan.
Does he believe that?
Sankarshan.
Does he believe all of those things about his Chief Minister?
It is very unfortunate.
How did he know
personally? I
you were talking about it?
It is very unfortunate.
I didn't guess that.
No, one second. 1 minute. Gentlemen, 1 second. I asked the viewers of the Newshour tonight. Just 1 second. No, 1 minute. Just 1 minute, please. 1 minute. 1 minute, Sumant. 1 minute. I need to put this as a verdict to the people of Newshour, watching Newshour tonight. I said the following, and pull back the tape. I said there is someone very incompetent, someone very arrogant, someone very expensive, someone very insensitive or something to that effect. And I had not taken any name.
Correct.
The Congress spokesperson said, please don't refer to our Chief Minister like that. In other words, I am shocked tonight that the Congress spokesperson has acknowledged that his Chief Minister in Karnataka is incompetent, insensitive, and expensive. These are qualities which the Congress spokesperson, he's pretending not to hear now. These are qualities which the Congress spokesperson is using to describe his own Chief Minister, and I am not responsible for what he has said tonight. But I will certainly say, this is an amazing moment on the Newshour, Sankarshan, for me, where a Congress spokesperson describes the Chief Minister as incompetent, insensitive, and expensive.
Very revelatory.
Shameful.
I think it's a guilty complex. By the way, all I'd say about Siddaramaiah, by the way, I didn't know that is the guest the Congress spokesperson has. All I'd say about Siddaramaiah, that there's a man here who's caught sleeping, I'll put the pictures here, during a sexual offence debate. It happens in July 2014. Right?
Correct.
So he is seen in that while there is a serious discussion happening on a spate of sexual offences, he was just sleeping away, not giving a damn for what's going on. I want to ensure, Brajesh Kalappa, that not 1 ounce of my taxpayers' money goes towards paying that man's salary or to giving him a rise. How do I ensure that?
No, who was that you were speaking? I missed
in
that
the previous
part,
time. No, 1 second.
Now tell me, who was that you were speaking about?
First of all, I want to place it on record. As far as the first space is concerned, all I said was there's someone incompetent, inexpensive, insensitive, etc. And you went on to say that you don't talk about.
No, but you had already said
like
Chief Minister.
No, I hadn't. We'll pull the tape back.
If you like,
we'll pull the tape back if you want. I hadn't. You went and talked about your Chief Minister.
You had already. Yeah,
no, I hadn't taken the Chief Minister's name. You presumably think of your Chief Minister in these terms.
No, you had said Chief Minister.
You probably think of your Chief Minister in these terms. I didn't take his name. All I said now is that he was caught sleeping during a sexual offence debate.
I respect the gentleman. He's an outstanding human being.
That's all.
He's an outstanding human being. I have a lot of personal respect for him.
Right.
I have a lot of personal respect for him.
Obviously,
and I can vouch for him. I can vouch for him. He's an outstanding human being.
Mr. Kalappa, a man sleeping like that during a sexual offence debate, dozing off when you're talking about sexual offences, his eyes closed.
I have told you that.
He does not deserve to get an ounce of my taxpayer salary.
Bejan
Mishra.
He had a sleep apnea problem. I've already told you that it's not correct for you. It's not correct for you to make fun of people's ailments. It's not correct for you to make fun of people's ailments. He has been treated. He has never been found sleeping. But then what do you say about Mr. Manohar Parrikar? Have you made a point about Manohar Parrikar? He has been sleeping continuously. You never speak about him. Why? Because it hurts the BJP. You don't like to hurt the BJP.
All right, we don't want to hurt Mishra.
We don't want to hurt anybody. What we only want is
we can have 100 debates on this.
No,
the only way we're going to change anything is by taking some action to amend the constitution, taking away the powers that these gentlemen have to fix their own salaries and their own perks. That is what needs to be done.
Okay, 1 second. Here's I commit tonight on the program. I commit tonight on the program, gentlemen. We start a campaign right now. Take the hike back.
Yes, they should take the hike back. And if they can't do it in a tangible manner, in a transparent manner, in an accountable manner, they have no right to hike their own salaries.
I thank everyone and I expect each political party to respond to this openly. Okay, Narvekar wants to respond briefly. Mr. Narvekar, briefly.
I just have one closing comment.
Yes.
I think it's very unfortunate that the legislators have to decide their own salaries, and it's only because of this fact that they are being put under the scanner all the time.
No, it's because of the kind of salary hikes they give themselves and the free ride they get. You know something, Rahul? You can get big pay hikes, but then don't take away the freebies.
If this was being done by an independent body, you probably wouldn't have said.
No, the independent body would not let you take so many freebies. I also welcome.
The air tickets which you are talking
all
about.
All right. I welcome attempts to give an independent ombudsman the right to discuss politician salaries. We'll make that person accountable as well. I thank you all for joining me on debate number 2 on the Newshour tonight.